Where's Rachel?
There she is, doing her homework. PhD student.
Hello, and welcome to the game for the nightly review for today's game, which was a matinee in the multiverses thing that was going on where Vegas Golden Knights drafted Batman, Wonder Woman, Shaggy, and Bugs Bunny. Eichel and Kolzar did that draft against Makar and Taze, and Makar and Taze drafted Superman, Velma, Finn the Human, and Steven Universe, which those are two new for me. I don't get it, but okay, cool. Good to get the youth involved. And my son was enthralled with today's game. Absolutely loved it. He kept calling them the characters and all that jazz, and I thought he was playing as well. He liked being Batman, which was good because he was a Golden Knight, so indoctrination from an early age. Got it, check. Although, I don't know that I'd want him cheering for this team after the effort that they put on for the first two periods, because holy moly, they stunk. Aiden Hill let in a couple of stinkers. Absolutely terrible goal, especially that first one. I think Ross Colton scored it, and it looked even worse when we were watching it on the animated one, because oof. Terrible angle shot, goes in past Hill, squeaked through. I don't know how that went in. Terrible goal for him to allow. The Avalanche were definitely suffocating Vegas here, and they come back again and score again. Nathan McKinnon, boo, hiss, that guy stinks. He's probably gonna win the MVP, even though, personally, I'd give my vote to Kucherov, and that's completely biased, but whatever. I'd actually give my vote to Tomas Hertl after this, holy moly. Getting ahead of myself, and it wasn't even Nathan McKinnon, it was Cale Makar. Yeah, boo, hiss, Makar, he's fine, he's good, he's great. He's the best defenseman in the league, for sure, and all the credit to him for that, and for drafting Velma, who I was like, man, I should have drafted her because Velma scored for the Avalanche. Getting ahead of myself because before Velma scores, Tomas Hertl tips one home. Fantastic. He bumped Georgiev, like, I guess, a little bit outside of the crease. It doesn't matter. Goal is called back. Vegas Golden refs, what? From the other angles that I saw, like, it didn't make sense. From watching the animation, it totally made sense. It totally looked like goalie interference. But, hey, then I saw this angle and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of get that. Still not a lot to get a goal called back, but goalie interference and stuff like that, literally a coin toss with the refs and all that. Goal comes off the board, remains 2-0, and then to end the second period. It wasn't to end the period, there were 7 minutes left, but it felt like to end the period, and it honestly probably could have and should have. How on earth did he get that wide open? Blown defensive assignment by McNabb, Theodore, I don't really care who at this point, but a shot from the point pass, really, straight to Landeskog, Velma's stick, and it goes in past Hill to make it 3-0 Colorado. Ooh, man, Vegas did not come to play. And Colorado, who played yesterday and got blown out by Winnipeg 7-0, had a hunger tonight. They were going for it, and they were trying to show that they are really good. Did a really good job of it for the first two periods. Notice how I said for the first, at this point in the game, I had a family thing and had to do dinner, and so I turned off the game, and I finished the thing about an hour later. Look at my phone, pull up the app because I assumed the game was over. I wanted to see if Vegas was able to get one or two to climb back into it a little bit, make it competitive, see what the final score was. We won? What? I lost, like, I could not believe it. The Vegas Golden Knights win in overtime against the Colorado Avalanche after being down 3-0, 4-3. And it all starts with the Caped Crusader, the Cap Crusader from Gotham for Vegas. Around the net, tucks home a backhander against Cale Makar, one of the best defensemen in the league. He's able to stave him off. Beautiful goal past Georgiev to make it a 3-1 game early in the third period. It was Barbashev, by the way. A couple videos ago, I had mentioned about how William Karlsson and Jack Eichel have been keeping pace with each other, but recently, Jack Eichel exploded out of a cannon, had his 2-goal game, what we lost in, and then last game got his 30th goal of the season. And William Karlsson saw that and was like, I really do need to keep pace with him. This is a race between him and I. And so he goes and beautiful on the power play, pass from Dorofeev and a beautiful move from Karlsson to wire it far side post and in past Georgiev. Wow, with an amazing screen in front. Just a great play on the power play for Vegas, and he makes it 3-2. One goal game, like that. Really, really simple. And that was Karlsson's 29th of the season. You see where I'm going with this. This next play starts in Vegas's defensive end after beautiful moves from Hutton and Whitecloud. I want to emphasize that because it was a really good effort from them to make sure that they kept possession of the puck. It was a little bit back and forth against the wall, just smart, good play from Vegas. And then Whitecloud with a beautiful seam up the ice pass to the opposite blue line, perfectly on the tape to Brett Howden, who does an amazing move to keep possession of the puck between two Avalanche players. Keeps possession, is able to drag it back and sends it in onside to William Karlsson, who streams in, has time and space, rips it short side, the same side that he had previously shot, but it was far at that point. But Georgiev's blocker side, and it goes just perfectly in. Perfectly in. Perfect shot from Wild Bill to tie the game 3-3 with 3.5 minutes left to go. Reminder, I didn't see any of the third period live. This is from highlights, and I can't go back and watch the stream on TNT as app. I don't have Max, so I don't know what the penalties were, but I looked through Colorado Avalanche's Twitter feed and Vegas's Twitter feed, and nobody was calling BS on any of these penalties that Colorado had in the third period, so I'm assuming that they're legitimate. Josh Manson on both of them, oof, against Tomas Hertl and Jack Eichel. Interference for the first one that William Karlsson scored on, and then with 12 seconds left to go in regulation, Josh Manson 2-minute minor for high-sticking Jack Eichel. Yeah, Abs Twitter said that was just a brain fart move from Josh Manson, and apparently he's been struggling recently, and also Georgiev has been struggling recently because, I mean, yesterday's goals, he allowed the first 4 before getting pulled and played again today, and he had a good first 2 periods. But Vegas on the 4-on-3 power play in overtime, Hanifin rifles a shot, and it's off the bar on the other side of Georgiev and out behind him. Man, so close. I was giving credit to Noah Hanifin last game against Minnesota because it seemed like on the power play he'd really had this resurgence and was helping Vegas' power play to be really, really good. In that, I didn't express the benefit that Tomas Hertl has provided for our power play. And yeah, Marchessault sends it over to Eichel. Hertl is net front in front of Georgiev. Eichel sends it on. Hertl with a perfect tip past Georgiev. Double checked where he was on the ice after, made sure he no contact outside of the crease. Goal is good. Puck don't lie. The Golden Knights win 4-3. An amazing comeback game. It was so good to be on the other end of one of these. I know the Colorado Avalanche have been struggling recently or whatever, but holy moly, because the Arizona game, the Predators game, and then kind of the Vancouver game, not really. Just abysmal third periods recently, and to have this third period and a 3-goal comeback, which is the third time that Vegas has done this in their franchise history, was just, it felt good watching those highlights. I got so excited seeing Karlsson net 2 to become the third 30-goal scorer this season for Vegas, and it's the first, like Jack Eichel became the second one last game, and William Karlsson in the true keeping pace with each other fashion became the third this game, the next game, game after, and it's just a fantastic season. They're one of now 5 teams that have 3 30-goal scorers. Batman coming in clutch, bringing in that momentum, helping us to surge towards victory, and victory for Vegas is a victory for Gotham. Thank you for your service. What?
I never said thank you. And you'll never have to.
Since Tomas Hertl's debut with Vegas on Monday, the Golden Knights lead the NHL with 6 goals scored on the power play at a 54.6%. Vegas won 41 of the 60 face-offs, 68% on Sunday, tied for the most wins this season. Tomas Hertl tied his career high with 19 face-off wins on Sunday, which he did previously with San Jose 1 time. Tomas Hertl is a net front face-off dot wizard. Pairing this guy on our team with he's exactly what Vegas needed. That is exactly what Vegas needed. And their power play with Tomas Hertl and Noah Hanifin is just ridiculous. That solved it. We're really early into that, so let's see if this extended over an extended period of time. English. But Oh my goodness. 2 games left, and Vegas 1 point behind the Kings for third in the Pacific. Vancouver holds the tiebreaker against Edmonton. LA would hold the tiebreaker against us. So in regard to who we would face, if Edmonton wins out and Vancouver loses both of their games in regulation, then Edmonton can win the division, so it's still up in the air. Vancouver play against the Flames on Tuesday, and then the Jets on Thursday. So it's not easy, but I highly doubt that they're gonna lose both of those games in regulation, but we'll see. LA face Minnesota tomorrow, and then Chicago on Thursday. Vegas would need them to lose one of those games in regulation, so Minnesota, if you wanna put Fleury in tomorrow and he do Vegas one last thing before he ends his career by beating LA in regulation, that would be very much appreciated. I mean, they could also technically lose to both of those teams in overtime, but that is also just, or I guess the shootout, but highly unlikely. Vegas faces Chicago and then Anaheim. They'd have to win out, and that, like, no win is an easy win, right? But some are easier than others. And coming back means that we're still alive for that third spot, but who knows? What a game, what a game. That's gonna be it for Game 80's Nightly Review. Thank you so much for watching and have a good night.